This next fight, Brandon Moreno. I keep saying his name like that. I hate that I can't say his name when I'm talking fast or when I'm just talking like in a rhythm. Okay, so this next one with Brandon Moreno and Kai Kara France. Interesting rematch because in the first round, I felt like Moreno was having his way, doing whatever he wanted, getting that leg out of the way from those early leg kicks from Kai Kara France, doing what I call a hollow out. Whereas you're on that foot and you kind of just slide it out of the way and where you almost like retract your kneecap to just barely get out of the way of the kick. So they throw the kick, you hollow out, boom, that leg is no longer there to be hit, and then you could attack forward or press forward if you will. So in that position, I was like, I love these adjustments that Moreno's make. He's very, very hard to hit right now. He's establishing the jab, controlling the space, dominating the range. The only thing I was kind of worried about was like, please don't poke him in the eye. Please don't poke him in the eye. Because a lot of times he had his hands out. And I was like, dude, if this fight gets scratched because of an eye poke, I'm going to be very, very sad. Very, very sad. Because it was a highly anticipated matchup. And then as the fight goes on, Kai starts to land those leg kicks. Now, he goes for that inside cut kick when Moreno goes to the high kick. So Moreno goes to the head kick. Kai went for the cut kick twice. And maybe it's 2 or 3 times. But I definitely seen it one time for sure. And then either the second or the third time, he catches it in that third round and takes Moreno down. Lands a nasty elbow that has Brandon looking different in the fight almost instantly. So he's having success with the combination, landing some good combos on the feet. Kai's starting to find a home for his shots, landing that beautiful inside leg kick. Now his timing, watch when Brandon goes to jab, he would slip with it and land the kick, or slip with it and land the inside leg kick. That to me took time for him to catch his time in, get the range right, all the right reads beforehand, even though he was getting kind of, I don't want to say picked apart, but he was getting hit a lot more than Moreno was in that first and second round. And then slowly but surely, he started to chip away, and then he started to accumulate some serious damage on Moreno. And then I'm like, this fight is starting to change tides really, really quick. So Moreno needs to make some adjustments. Great coaching from James Krause in the corner. Tell him to finish with the kick sometimes and the left hook. And then eventually he goes out there and Moreno just keeps throwing that left kick. He went for it a couple of times. Then when he goes to the body with it. Now, Merab does this in drilling. Not so much in sparring because I think Merab does this where he'll throw the kick, but he'll throw with his toes and dig it into your ribs, like looking to plant it inside your body and sink those toes right in there. And if you feel what that feels like, take your fingers and just go right up in the rib. That don't feel good. So imagine the toes when you kick that thing hard as hell. That shit hurt. So when it hit Moreno, when it hit Kai Kara France, when Moreno threw that kick and it hit him, he threw a nice combination. Beautiful, distracted him up top. And then as he pushed forward, he came in with that left body kick again and dug the toes in there as he stoned the kick. I don't know if he intentionally looked to try to sink the toes into his ribs, but it looked like he just threw the kick, but the toes seemed like they hit and planted. And as it landed, almost a second later, Kai Kara France is on the ground in pain, because that was a nasty kick. And then from there, he put the finishing touches on and got the finish for the fight. And I thought that was beautiful. Not easy to do. When someone hits you with a body kick, that's one of the things I love because it shuts the body down and you voluntarily go down. You have no choice. You're conscious. Your lights didn't get shut off. Your body just decided to quit on you because that's what it is. Your body quits on you and you have no say in the matter. It's almost like someone's controlling your body and making you crunch up in fetal position because you can't move. You feel paralyzed, like you want to move, but you can't. And as Moreno's swarming, I'm like, yeah, this fight's over. He's not going to recover from this. My man would have had to roll over to the other side and start kicking his feet at Moreno to make it look like he was trying to stay in the fight. Because as much as he wanted to stay in the fight, it was virtually almost, as Mike Goldberg used to say, virtually identical, virtually impossible for him to get out of that position and recover while his body was so compromised. You could see the pain that he was in. And he was down for quite some time before he actually got to his feet, if I remember correctly watching this morning. So it was a brilliant fight, a high-level chess match. In the very early beginning, Moreno trying to establish control, which he did, getting out of the way of the calf kicks, dominating the range. Anytime Kai would advance, he would slide right back out, and he was hard to hit. And it's somewhere like towards that second round, like maybe halfway through, Kai starts to land those leg kicks a lot more. And then the third round, after he was bleeding Moreno, you could see Moreno getting a lot more aggressive, kind of getting more emotional than he should have been. But then eventually he was able to find the kill shot and secure the finish. So beautiful performance from both guys. Kai's got nothing to hang his head about. He was in there toe-to-toe doing his thing. And you can make the argument that that fight, the tide was starting to change, even though Moreno was still in there to battle, you know. And that's the thing about cuts. Cuts are cuts. It doesn't necessarily mean, like, you could hit one slashing elbow versus one guy who's gotten his head pounded in left and right throughout the fight, and you could look way worse because of that cut, right? So Moreno didn't take a ton of damage to the face, but that one elbow made it look very, very bad. So you got one guy who looks clean up top, maybe a little redness, loses the fight, and then you got the guy who wins who's actually cut up and is wearing the damage a lot more. And that's the way the fight game goes, you know? So, again, great fight for both guys. I would like to see who Kai is going to get next because he beat Oscar Askarov. Like, what do they do next? And I like the post-fight speech, very respectful. And I'm surprised Dana and the UFC staff let Deiveson Figueiredo even get in the octagon without, like, worrying about the repercussions of what could possibly happen. But I guess they were looking to maybe make the fight that much bigger if something did happen. But I thought that was cool what Moreno was saying. Like, my daughter's back home watching on TV right now, and I want to show her a different way and things like that to be respectful. And really cool of him. I don't know if I would have did that. I might have been on some WWE shit right there. Like, dude, I'll whoop your ass right now. You smell your candy ass, blah, blah, blah. You smell what the funk is cooking, blah, 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 316. I'm the Undertaker, whatever. I would have just been talking some shit.